Members-elects on the platform of the opposition political parties have warned that they may pull a stunt in deciding who leads the next 10th House of Representatives. The minority caucus rests its hope on its numerical strength, which stands at 163 against APC's 162, even as 36 more seats are yet to be decided. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa reports details of members-elect maiden meeting.
Inauguration of the 10th National Assembly in June, newly elected lawmakers are strategizing to have a say in who among them eventually wins the coveted seats of Mr. Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Indeed, the next assembly promises to be interesting. It is the first time the camp of opposition political parties is almost at par with that of the ruling party. So far, out of the 324 certificates of return issued by INEC, APC has 161, while 7 other political parties share 163 seats. PDP has 102 seats, Labour Party 34, NNPP 18, ABGA 4, ADC and SDP have 2 seats each, while YPP has 1 seat. 36 remaining seats are yet to be decided as INEC has fixed supplementary elections for 15 April. The maiden meeting of the members-elect of opposition political parties, the goal is to forge a common front, particularly using its formidable representation this time around. The members-elect promise to defend the nation's democracy in all they do. Bayelsa State-born Fred Agbedi is one of the ranking members of the parliament, and he is the convener of this meeting. He speaks on the essence of unity among his colleagues.
This session is to enable us to network, interact, and familiarize ourselves as people that the results of 2023 general election has thrown up as a new face, having numbers that gives us greater strength to deepen opposition politics and democracy.
Others add their voices to the ongoing moves by interested members-elect eyeing the speakership seat.
We shall, together, sharpen the executive policies as they may be rolling them out.
This is something that is priceless, something that many parliaments around the world seek for to achieve and cannot achieve.
For us to be able to put through our collective interests, for us to be able to protect our ideals as minority parties that fundamentally serves as a check to the ruling party, for us to be able to contribute to nation building, we must come together.
The zeal with which we were able to win the heart of our constituents, I believe if we put all this together as the greater majority.
It is the desire of the opposition lawmakers to work in unity and protect the interests of the minority caucus in line with the interests of their constituencies as they continue to mouth their slogan, which is greater majority. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
Jide, one thing I'm sure of, you cannot compare this 10th Assembly to the 8th Assembly and the 9th Assembly and the confusion in the back and forth we saw in choosing principal officers with this dispensation, especially because of the president-elect. He's a man that is stronger in politics. That is his area of strength. So it's not going to be laid back, watching, some things that is meant to be decisive, because the National Assembly will definitely, decide the direction at which its government moves, how fast they'll be able to implement their policies and everything. So we're talking about the character of the president-elect now.
In all of this, he has to work with the party leadership to zone the principal positions in the National Assembly, one. And he also has to work with his own people, members of his party, and people who are outside of his own party, but who are his friends. Remember when Asiwaju went to address the APC caucus in the National Assembly, people from rival parties
in London
attended. No.
Okay. I remember the first one.
Rival parties, they entered the meeting And that was when he was even still looking for the ticket.
Tickets, yes.
It was during the before the primaries. So he's someone who is politically skillful and knowledgeable about these kind of things. Now, the way it's going, I'm happy that they've started this early. So what happened in 2015 will not happen this time. They've started early, and we are seeing signs
that the party did not make up, they didn't make up their mind.
We are seeing signs where the party is likely to even zone those top positions too. We may not talk about them here. We may not talk about them here because it's not official.
No, when time comes.
But we know that this is the way they are thinking, and all these guys too, they're already working hard. They are lobbying. You know? So I can see that, yes, they have the potential to form the majority once those seats are decided.
Okay, looking at the seats now. If APC is 162 seats out of 360,
PDP 102,
and PDP 102, and the rest of the opposition 163.
Okay.
As in, that is before there are still some positions.
25 seats,
and the opposition could still add to their tally. I think no one can deny the fact that the opposition will be in majority. The way it's going, the opposition will definitely be in majority, even when those some of the seats
combined opposition political
parties.
Yes,
even some of the seats decided are in states that the opposition won.
Okay.
Something like Rivers, for example. Okay. There are 2 seats, 2 House of Rep seats undecided. They are not going to go to APC. You get my point. So the opposition still stands a chance to win some more seats. So, but whether they will be able to come together.
That's what I'm going.
We've seen this game
before.
You see that because it will now be who is strong, who has more governors on his side. I look at the governor of Osun State, for example, is going to support the deputy speaker of the House of Reps, Wase. Wike belongs to the PDP. Wike is going to support Wase. And Wase is not even from his party.
So it's going to affect
the opposition. Out of the
163.
I think the people who have won House of Reps seats in Rivers, only 2 are not Wike's people. So you can imagine if Wike says, okay, 11 of you go and support this person.
Great.
That's what will happen. So it is not going to be, it's opposition against the ruling party. That's how it's going to work. The contestants are going to work across parties. They are going to reach out to people across parties. And at the end of the day, those who have come together, NNPPC 18 from Kano, they dominated the Kano thing. Those who have come together, calling themselves opposition, God will spare our lives. You will see that
it's too early.
They will not be able to hold their people together. Because even during the last dispensation, I saw a friend of mine, how they were fighting for a candidate from a rival party. Because at the end of the day, it's about who spoke to you first and whether you are convinced by that person. And people are even reaching out to governors in different countries. That's why I give the example of Adeleke, who is supporting Wase, and
Rivers.
And Wike. Wike's own attitude is, look, I won't go against APC. They fought for Southern presidency.
That one is clear.
They fought for Southern presidency, which I wanted. And they delivered Southern presidency. So on this matter, I will not go against them. So, and Wike's people are in the opposition. Some of the people in that same opposition, they are supporting Betara from Borno State, the chairman of appropriation, because he too is interested. He's called the money man of the House of Reps. So at the end of it, he's still part of the opposition, and Betara is APC. So I don't see them being able to
hold on.
just come together as one. They have the majority, but I don't think they will be able to use it in that way.
When you look at the calculation, the 10th Assembly, and this opposition now, they are saying that, oh, they might spring the Saraki thing from the back.
No, it's not possible.
Yeah.
It's not possible. Because, first and foremost, this is not Buhari's time. The person in question who's going to take over from Buhari is a core politician who understands the game. So I don't think he's going to sit down, and watch this whole thing pan out without its involvement. I see a lot of them going to meet the president from the Senate. All of them are beginning to, and I'm wondering, why are you meeting the president? It's an outgoing president. You're trying to, seek his favor to influence. I mean, how is he going to do it?
Even by the time of the election, he would have left.
Yeah, even when he was president, he wasn't doing it. Now that he's even going, his eyes is not
just go for the photo ops.
His eyes are there.
He's there. He's not there. Man, you just take picture with you.
When he was there, couldn't even do anything.
When he was seated fully, he wasn't doing anything. He couldn't. Is it now that he's going out? I mean, he's tired. He has said many times that my eyes in Dara right now. So at times I wonder what politicians. I mean, the person coming in now should be your interest. The president-elect knows this game very well. So that is where I know he's watching. He's watching. And so when the time comes, and then I'm looking at it's too early for us to say there's 163 opposition coming together. I know people are influencing it, who are trying to gather just like Jubrin. I know what he wants, and for him in his mind, it's my time. I mean, it won't work. Because
I don't think that
it will work by June.
It's too early.
Sometime in June.
That's when the new National Assembly will
be inaugurated.
Yes, by that time, already will have left.
I'm telling you, he would have left. And then
May 29th
he just mentioned Rivers. I mean, so to deduct Rivers from that number. Because definitely.
11
so deduction are going to
11
come.
weekends.
So it's too early for us to say position, of course.
Good time.
Time is that you just watch what will happen.
Tony Waje, I want to thank you for your contribution today. Thank you for coming on the show. And BQ, thank you for always contributing.